Renaissance, meaning rebirth in French, was a cultural movement that profoundly influenced European history between the 14th and 17th century. It marked the transitions from the medieval period to the early modern age, characterized by the revival of classical learning, advancement in art and architecture, and significant scientific discoveries. Originating in Italy and spreading throughout Europe, the Renaissance laid the foundations for the modern Western civilization by promoting humanism, individualism, and intellectual freedom. The Renaissance began in Florence, Italy during the late Middle Ages. Several factors contributed to its emergence, including the decline of feudalism, the growth for trades and commerce, the rediscovery of ancient Greek and Roman texts, the fall of the Constantinople in 1453 led to the influx of Greek scholars into the Italy, bringing with them classical manuscripts that rekindled interest in ancient philosophy and literature. Additionally, the rise of wealthy patrons such as the Medici family provided financial support for artists, scholars, and architects, fostering an environmental conducive to cultural and intellectual innovations. One of the defining characteristics of the Renaissance was humanism, a movement that emphasized the study of the classical text, the dignity of the individual, the pursuit of knowledge. Renaissance humanists such as Petrarch, Erasmus, and Sir Thomas More sought to revive the literary and philosophical traditions of antiquity. They promoting education in subjects like rhetoric, history, poetry, and moral philosophy, believing that such studies would lead to a more enlightened and virtuous society. The Renaissance witnessed an extraordinary flourishing of art with a focus on realism, perspectives, and human emotions. Artists move away from the rigid and symbolic style of medieval art, embracing more naturalistic and proportionate representations. Some of the most renowned art of the Renaissance include Leonardo da Vinci, a polymath known for masterpieces like the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. His studies in anatomy, engineering, and mechanics reflect the Renaissance ideals of a well-rounded individual. Michelangelo, a sculptor, painter, and architect, whose works such as the David, the Pietà, and the Sistine Chapel ceilings showcased his mastery of human form and dramatic composition. Raphael, celebrated for his harmonious compositions and frescoes, including the School of Athens, which embodies the Renaissance spirit of classical revival and intellectual inquiry. The Renaissance also marked significant progress in science and technology. The inventions of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg around 1440 revolutionized the spread of knowledge, making books more accessible and fostering literary educations. Scientific discoveries challenge medieval's views of the natural world. Nicolaus Copernicus proposed the heliocentric theory, which suggested that the earth revolved around the sun, challenging the geocentric model endorsed by the church. Galileo Galilei improved the telescope, confirmed Copernican theories, and made pioneer contributions to physics and astronomy. Andreas Vesalius published De Humani Corporea Fabrica, and groundbreaking work on human anatomy based on dissections. These advancements laid the groundwork for the scientific revolutions which would further transform human understanding of the universe. Renaissance literature reflected the eras of humanist ideals and explorations of the human conditions. Writers such as Dante Alighieri, his Divine Comedy, Bridget, medieval and Renaissance thought, exploring theme of morality, salvation, and human nature. Geoffrey Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales depicted a vivid cross sections of medieval society with realism and wit. William Shakespeare, the greatest playwright of the English Renaissance, whose work including Hamlet, Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet explore human emotions, political intrigue, and philosophical theme. The Renaissance has had profound political and economical implications. It contributed to the decline of the feudalism, the rise of the central nations state. Renaissance thinkers like Niccolo Machiavelli in The Prince of the analyzed political power in pragmatic and often controversial way, emphasizing realism over idealism. Trade and commerce flourished as cities became cultural and economic hubs. The expansions of the banking spread headed by the families like the Medicis facilitated economic growth and funding of artists and scholarly endeavors. The age of the exploration spurred by the Renaissance curiosity and technological advancement led to the discovery of the new lands and the establishment of global trade network. The Renaissance was a transformative era that reshapes art, science, literature, and society by reviving classical knowledge, embracing humanist ideals. It laid the intellectuals and cultures foundations of the modern world. Its emphasis on the individual's potentials, critical thinking, creative expression continues to influence contemporary thoughts, making it one of the most pivotal moments in history.